What do you mean by shell? What do you mean by shell? If you look at the screen, a shell is an interactive interface that allows user to execute some command, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
you have this co. You have this uh, co calc screen. In that core calc, you get a screenshot. You get a screen with a symbol tilt and interactive. Now that screen is a prompt. Now this symbol tilt and dollar is a prompt, and the entire screen is an shell. Is an interactive interface that allows the user to execute the commands, right? So once the tilt and dollar symbol appears, user enters some command and the shell will execute that. Okay, how shall execute this? When user type ls, how shell execute this?
So
Can
it,
you recall?
it creates a child process and then execute that particular command and then link it with the std out, and then the command comes back to the shell to write another command.
Good, good. That is what happens, right? When we use CoreCalc or any terminal, you have this tilt and dollar symbol, which prompted, which prompt by the shell every time for the user to type the command. So when this symbol appears, the user types something, let's say ls command, then the shell creates the child process. Now the child process will execute the instruction, the code of ls, right? Now when child process is created, we have a memory image of that, and then operating system points a file descriptor std out. So after execution of instruction, the child will display the output on the screen, and then it will come back. The shell displays the output on the screen, and then immediately after the output, you'll find a tilt dollar symbol is prompt by the shell, and it is asking the user to enter the command. Therefore, the shell is an interactive interface. Okay, therefore the shell is an interactive interface that allows user to execute the commands. Fine. All right. Fine. Good. So there are different shell script. One is uh, bronze cell, C cell, and prawn cell. Okay. Now all of this shell does the same job. Okay, all of the shell does the same job, but only difference is in the case of bronze cell, the shell will prompt with the symbol dollar, wherein the C cell will prompt with the symbol percentage. Okay, this is what the difference between the shell, but all the cell takes the command and executes that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, the cell is classified into two different types. One is CLH, other one is GS. What do you mean by this? The cell is classified into two parts. One is GLH, sorry, CLH, other one is GS. What do you mean by this? Yeah, can you tell me what do you mean by this? What do you mean by CLS? Okay, fine. C stands for command, L stands for line, and S stands for shell. Command line shell. Now, what do you mean by this?
No idea, sir.
What do you mean by CLS? Okay, fine. So it's a command line interface, right? Command line cell is nothing but command line interface. So if you take the Linux environment, if you have an operating system as Ubuntu or Mac, then the cell will be accessed as a terminal. What about in the case of Windows operating system?
So your voice is breaking.
Please, is that happens for everyone?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little
No,
bit
sir.
disturbance is there.
Yeah, maybe because my fan is on because of that. But otherwise, I don't think there is a bandwidth problem. Okay, let me switch off my fan. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
fine. Good. Okay. Now, we have two different parts in the shell. One is command line shell, other one is graphical shell. In the case of command line shell, we call this as command line interface. Now, in Linux and Mac, you have a terminal, right? If you are using Linux or Ubuntu or Mac, you have a terminal. Now, what this terminal does, it takes command by command, command line interface. What about if you're using Windows? What is the command line interface? I think we discussed in theory class. Can you recall?
Command prompt.
Good. Command prompt, right? So for Windows environment, the CLI, command line interface, is command prompt. For Linux or Ubuntu, no, the command line interface is terminal. Okay, all right. Now, what do you mean by graphical shell? Graphical user interface. So you have this option like to minimize, to maximize, to close. All is an instruction. All is a command. In background, there is some processes executing when you click on this, right? So this is a graphical user interface, right? Okay. So all right. Now let us go to the coding part. Now, similar to the other language, you will defining the variables or array using an control structures, if-else statements, all are going to be the same, right? Only thing is there is something different when we write a code for a shell script. Now let us try to understand what is that. Okay. Now, here, if I type hello world, what do you see in the line 6?
Echo hello.
Echo hello world.
So what is echo here?
That means it would print hello world in the command.
It will display, sir.
Yeah, it will display the content hello world. Can you see this? Bottom is a console window. In the console window, you will see the output, and the above is a cell. You have multiple line, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This screen is called as shell, bash shell. We user interact with this. The shell takes some command and executes for the user. Okay, fine. Okay, now let us try to do this. I just want to know what is your university name? Okay, and when user enter the name of the university, that store in the variable university, and I print echo welcome dollar university. What do you mean by this? What you do in line 6?
Take the input.
Yeah.
Print
Echo,
what is university name.
yeah. Echo what is university name. Now what happens when this line is executed? The what is university name is printed in the console window. Now the user will type something. Now when user types something in the line 7, that will be stored. We have a read command. So whatever the user enter, that will be read and will be stored in the variable university. Okay, and in the next line, I just want to print the statement. Therefore, I use echo. Now you have a statement welcome, and in university, whatever the user enter, that will be stored. Now, how are you going to read the data which is available in the variable university? For that, we use, what is the symbol there?
Echo.
Dollar.
Dollar symbol. Okay. Yeah, look at this. University is the variable where it reads the input from the user. Right now, university have some content, and I want to read that. I want to print that. So I use a dollar symbol for that. Okay. Now, if I execute this, look at the console window. You get an statement. What is your university name? And I type it as VIT. Then what happens? Can you see the output?
Yes, sir.
So what do you understand by this?
So basically by putting the dollar sign, so whatever the user enters, it will catch that value and print in the next line.
Yeah, okay. So here we are dealing only with the commands, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go read dollar symbol to read the content of the variable, right? So fine, good. And similarly, if we have an array, we can also use an array in the shell. How to create an array variable? What is the syntax to create an array variable?
Array dash name subscript
Array,
index.
array name, you will have an index and you can give some value for that. Now, how are you going to access the array variable? You have created an array value. You
By
have
using
some array
dollars.
value. Yeah, look at the second line here. How are you going to access that? By using dollar and then name of the array
bracket.
and then index. If you want to access one array at a time, then we use this step, right? Array, you may have n number of array, n dimensional, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now, if you want to access one by one, then we use the syntax dollar array name, and you write the index of that, whether you want to access array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, right? Suppose if you want to access all the items in an array, then the syntax is dollar symbol, name of the array, and then you can use this star, a pointer symbol, and then you can use this at symbol. Now let us try to see.
And that.
Yeah, yeah, at symbol. Yeah. Now let us try to see how we can do this. Okay, so let's say that, then we'll go for the coding part. Okay, let's say name, or let me copy that. So you please go to that link and try to execute. In the chat, I have given the link to work on shell script. You can also use any online terminal which is comfortable to you. Okay, so now in the line 5, line 6, line 7, the name of the array is name here, and in index 0 we have Nitin. In the index 1 Jadev. In the index 2 we have Jiva. Right now, if I want to access in the line 8, we have an echo, and if we want to print the first index, so the syntax is I use dollar curly braces, name of the array, and then in the square bracket I specify index of the array. So when I execute this, can you see the console window?
Yes, sir.
So array 0 have a variable Nitin. So we are just print that, right? Now, if you want to access all the array 0, 1, 2 in a single hand, in a single line of instruction, what do you do? What is the syntax for that?
Star, using star or at the rate.
Okay, yeah, so dollar name of the array is capital name, and then in the square bracket I give a star. Okay, now if I do this, okay, why is that? Array name. Okay. Can you think why is that? Okay. What we have done? What we have not used?
Echo, sir.
Good. We have not used echo. Fine. So echo dollar name of the array. Now can you see the output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So this is the basic of shell script. Now, yeah, we can also perform the basic operators in the shell. Now, if you want to perform a basic operators, what we need to use in shell script? What you see in the line 1?
Val equal to expr
Or on the
expr plus plus.
yes, good. EXPR. What is EXPR here? As far as the shell script is considered,
Expression.
good. It's an expression. When we are dealing with shell script, if you want to work with numerical operators, then we have to use EXPR. Now EXPR stands for expression to perform arithmetic operations on integers. Now the question is, why we need a shell script? What are you going to do with this? We have C, C++, Python, and so on, Java, C#, we have multiple languages. Then what is the need of shell programming? What is the need of shell script? Where do you use this?
To execute system call.
Good. We need this shell script for the system admin. They use this, the system administrator. They use shell script for the routine backups. They use this for system monitoring. Okay. Now, what is the advantage? What is the advantage of a shell script? Okay, one thing is writing a shell script is quicker, and the second advantage could be an interactive debugging. But what is the disadvantage here? Why it is not used other than assistant admins? Why it has not been used by the programmer?
So is it because it's not a very high level language, like it contains very basic commands and?
Okay, okay. See, it has not only the basic command, it has very high commands, but we discussed only to some extent level of commands. But the disadvantage of shell script is because of costly error. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by costly error?
Errors which are not easily solvable, like something like that.
Okay, a single mistake can change the command, which might be very harmful. Okay. And this language is not good for large and complex tasks. So because of these reasons, the programmer not using shell script. Okay, fine. All right. So what is the extension of the shell programming? For C, we have .c. So similar to that, what is the extension of shell programming?
.sh.
Good. It's a .sh, right? Now, if you want to execute, if you want to compile the code, shell script, then the command is chmod space plus x space name of the file. Okay, people who use a Linux terminal, they can type the script, they can write the code, save it in a file name, and if you want to compile that, the command is chmod underscore plus x, underscore is a space here, plus x and then space and then a file name. If you want to run the script, then / file name. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So first, let us try to understand the program one. We are going to demonstrate this. After this, you are going to do a similar problem. Okay, you're going to do the same problem, but slightly modified when compared to program one. I request you to be give your complete attention to this, right? So the program one is demonstrate the use of test command. Okay, now the idea here is if the basic salary is less than 1,500, then HRA is 10% and DA is 90%. Okay. Okay. So if the salary is equal to 1,500, then HRA is 150 and DA is 1350. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
So how you calculate this HRA and DA from the basic salary? What is the formula for doing this? What is the formula to calculate HRA and DA? Look at the line 5 and 6. You have a formula for that. The basic salary into, for HRA, the basic salary into 10% divided by 100 gives you
Yes, sir.
HRA. Okay. Yeah. To identify the dearest allowance, DA is dearest allowance, and HRA is house rent allowance. Now for dearest allowance, the formula is your basic salary multiplied
Into
with
95
90
divided by 100
divided by 100, because
divided
your
by 100.
90%, yeah, good, because your 90% is DA, they're given. Now, how to calculate this? How we can do with the cell script? How we can do a cell script? Now, I give you a minute time. Please observe this very closely. Read every line. Then we'll have a discussion on this. Can I switch on the fan because it's quite sweating here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If
Yes.
I make it on, is that you have a good trouble or it is manageable?
Sir, it's
Sir, it's
manageable, sir.
manageable.
Manageable, sir.
Manageable, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, sorry, unfortunately, this do not have a regulator to minimize the speed. Yeah, okay, thank you. Now, yeah, you please observe the code line by line, then we'll have a discussion. Okay, all right. So in line 5, we want the user to type the basic salary. So we use echo statement, echo command. Therefore, the enter basic salary is printed in the console window, and the user will type something, and that will be stored in the variable SAL. Okay. Now, in the line 7, we check the condition. If, please take care of the space. You have to give the space after the square bracket, and then you have a dollar. You read the value, the basic salary entered by the user, and what is the next you have? What is hyphen EQ?
If salary is equals to 1,500,
Yeah, what is hyphen EQ?
Less than equal to.
Less than.
Yeah, is equal to, not less than, is equal to. Now, what you do for less than equal to?
Minus equal to.
Hyphen LE. We are not going to use greater symbol, less than symbol, or less than equal. So all of this, we need to have a some command, right? That is why we call it a shell script. We need to deal with the commands here, right? So minus, so hyphen EQ is equal to, it represents equal. Now, if the user enter salary, it checks the condition. If the user entered basic salary is equal to 5,500, only then the line 9 and 10 will be executed, and then in line 11 and 12 we're just going to echo the value of HRA and value of DA. And what's the one different thing you have observed here? Look at the line 7 and line 13. What does it mean?
So does it say that if that condition is true, like if salary is equal to 1,500, then the following statement is executed?
Yeah, that's good. That's completely true. Good. But what you observe in line 7 and what you observe in line 13?
Sir, in line 7 it is IF, and then in 13 is FI. That is just reverse of that string.
Good. What does it mean?
Sir, to stop that if condition.
Yeah, we are just closing the if condition. What we do in C programming, how you say the if statement is closed?
So the
Braces.
bracket is
Brackets.
closed. Braces.
Yeah, we use a braces, right? Open braces and close braces. But here we do not have such braces here. We just mention IF to open the if statement, and we close IF by writing F5. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if I execute this, let me give you 1,500. Now, what happens next? After I enter the basic salary, which line of code is executed? The if statement is executed. Okay.
So it goes to 9.
Yeah. We enter 1,500. So 1,500 will be stored in the variable SAL. Now in line 7, after if is 1,500 is equal to 1,500. Now the condition is true. Therefore, the rest of the line will be executed and you get them output, right? Can you see the output here? HRA is 150 and DA is 1350. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose, let us take different test case. Suppose if I enter 1,600, what happens?
It's print nothing.
Why?
Condition false.
Good. Condition is false. Therefore, the rest of the instruction will not be executed. All right. Okay. All right.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, in that question, if it was said that if the salary is less than 1,500, then only HRA and DA should be 10%, 9% respectively.
Yeah. See, look at the second statement. If the salary is either equal to 1,500, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you want to find the HRA and DA for the basic salary 1,500, now what symbol you use here? In the line 7, we use hyphen EQ, that is represents equal. I want to calculate less than 1,500. So what symbol you use for it?
Hyphen L.
Hyphen L
E.
T. Good. Hyphen LT. Now this instruction will take only the basic salary, which is less than 1,500. Now, if I give 1,500, will this if statement will be executed?
No, sir.
No, right? It will not give you, it will not execute. The condition is false. It is not going to execute the rest of the line. Suppose, let me take another test case. If I give 1,300, then it gives you the HA and DA. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone okay with this now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Will you do the next assignment on the same problem? Let me explain you what we need to do here. From the basic salary, HRA is 10% and DA is 90%. Now for the following condition, write the cell script to print the gross salary. We need a cell script to print the gross salary. Now what is the condition? We have two conditions here. For the basic salary, which is less than 1,500, HRA is 10% and DA is 90%. That is fine. We know how to do that. But in the same code, we need to have another condition which checks whether the basic salary is greater than or equal to 1,500. Then the HRA is 500 rupees and DA is 98%. Now we know how to calculate. DA and HRA. You know the formula for that, and we need to calculate gross salary. So how you are going to calculate gross salary? What is the formula for that? Okay, so let me type the formula for gross salary. Then you can try the cell script. Okay, so that is the basic salary plus basic salary into 10%. I'm writing for first condition into 10% divided by 100 plus basic salary divided by 100 into 90%. Okay, this is the formula for condition 1. Now similarly you do for condition 2. Will you do this? Will you try this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I request you to please try. Please try. Take care of space between the square bracket. Okay, let me give you 5 minutes of time. You try to complete as much you can, then we will do it. Okay, I'm also doing it. Okay, fine. Let us try to do this. Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So the first 3-4 lines remain same. Okay. First I check. I do the code for the first condition. What is the first condition? It asks us whether the basic salary is less than 1,500, right? It asks us whether the basic salary is less than 1,500. So I write a condition for that. If the salary is less than 1,500, then I'm going to calculate the gross salary. GSAL. G stands for gross. Gross salary equal to, I'm just going to write the formula for calculating this. Okay. So SAL is a salary plus SAL, okay, SAL divided by 100 to 90 percentage plus open bracket SAL salary divided by 100 into, okay, all right.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, why in the line 9 we haven't used EXPR?
Okay, that's good. There are, when I go through some different documents, uh, they used EXEP for arithmetic operations, and somewhere they also not used EXEPR. I think in both the condition it works.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we can also find it by adding salary plus HRA plus DA.
There are multiple formula for that. There are multiple formula. You can do that. Okay, this is not 90 here. This is 10 percentage, right? Or it is 90 percentage. Okay. The bracket is closed here. So next, I'm going to type echo gross salary is dollar G L. Can you give the semicolon at the end of the line, or please try that? If you give the semicolon, what happens? Getting an error message. Are you with me? Are you doing this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello. Have a very easy formula for that to calculate HRA. You can use that. Okay, then we can use the same line. Echo cross salary, and I will close this one. Okay, all right. So let us execute this. Now let me type 1400. Oh, there is some error. 99. The command is not found. Can you see what is the error is?
Sorry, I've written BSAL in line 14.
Okay, okay. It should be SAL. Good. Okay, let us try this. Enter the basic salary, 1,400. No. Again, there is some mistake. Line 9, there is some mistake in formula. And in line 12.
Sir, there should be a space after 1500 in line 12.
In line 12, yeah, that is done. There is some space to be given. I have given it. Okay, let us try it again. No, again there is mistake in line 14. I think there is some mistake in the formula. What is that? Can you check? 1,400.
Sir, there are uneven brackets. Left bracket is 4 and right bracket is 3.
Okay. No, two brackets here, SAL plus this is okay, right? We open two brackets here and two bracket here. One is closed here and one is closed here. So 4, we have opened
The
4.
brackets are fine. Yes, sir, it's fine. Fine.
Sorry?
It's fine. Sir, the brackets are fine.
Okay. But why we not getting an output? Is there any other mistake we done? Can you tell me where is the mistake in line 9? Do you think it is okay?
Sir, maybe a extra pair of brackets.
That's what. Where? Which bracket I need to remove?
Sir, the first one and the last one.
First and last.
Okay, first and last. Okay. Is that okay now? Oh, line 10. There is some syntax error. Okay. No, it's supposed to be in line 9 only. So can you tell me where is the mistake? Check it out.
Sir, in the previous problem which you explained, you used backslash after salary, sir.
Okay. One second. I'm just checking this. Yeah, it's working. Fine. Good. Yeah, it is working now. The problem is there should not be space between the equal symbol. Previously, what we done is we given a space after equal in the right hand side. That has to be removed. Okay. Now, if I enter the basic salary in the console window as 1400, then it checks the first if statement. The condition is true. Therefore, the line 9 will be executed and the gross salary will be printed. Okay. Takes some time. Yeah. So you can see that the gross salary is 2,800. Okay. Can you solve this? You take wherever you find SAL, you put 1,400 and see what is the output. Are you getting 2,800? Can you cross check this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my input is 1,400. So in the line 6, the SAL is a variable, will hold 1,400 and it checks the condition 1,400 is less than 1,500. Therefore, the line 9 will be executed. So in line 9, wherever you find SAL, you keep the 1,400 and check whether you get has a result as 2,800. Can you please confirm this?
Yes, sir, we're getting it.
Okay, good. Now let us take another test case. Let me give in line 12, we used GE. It's a greater than equal to. Okay, GE stands for greater than equal to. Now, if I type 1600, then the line 14 will be executed and you get an gross salary for that. Okay, fine. So how many of you got an error for this? Let us try to solve it. How many of you got an error?
Sir, I am getting an error.
Okay, will you are you okay to share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine, good. So can you please raise your hand so that I will give you the presenter? Good. So I request everyone to observe that. Observe the screen very carefully. Let us try to help to remove the errors.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes. Can you make it bit of zoom or full screen?
Okay, sir.
Little bit zooming to that. Yeah. So the problem is in line 10, there is an bracket.
Sir, in the previous problem, you said that you used backslash after salary, so that might be the error. Like after salary, we use multiplication symbol, right? Before that, you used backslash.
One second, let me go to the previous program. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But this formula is for an HRA, right? HRA and DA. But now we have to calculate gross salary.
Okay, sir. So what's the reason of using backslash then? Is there any
No,
reason?
no. Actually, good. In the previous code, we have used backslash a star symbol. That means that multiplication. If you want to perform multiplication, then we need to use backslash and percent. That multiplication symbol.
Okay, sir. Then why not here?
Okay. Okay. But yeah, you can also use it. You can use both.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But what is the difference in the previous code and this code? If you use backslash, what you have used, ex.
We use the XPR.
Expr. So try doing if you use backslash and multiplication, then use expr and try whether it works
Okay,
or not.
sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so how many of you executed this?
I did,
Can
sir.
you? Okay, good. Good. Oh, fine. Good numbers. Fine. I believe you have done this. Good. Okay. Okay, fine. Good. Now, the program 2 is let's say that you want to print the integers or the square of integers in succession, one after the other. So how we are going to write that? Yes. If you want to print the number, square of the number in succession, like you want to print the square of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So in line 5, I used a variable I, which is initialized with 1, and in line 6, we have a condition. We check the condition. Now the value of I is, in the first iteration, the value of I is 1, and we check whether this is less than 5. Now if the condition is true, then we are going to execute the line 8. Now in line 8, in the iteration 1, the value of I is 1, therefore 1 into 1 is 1, so that is stored in the variable sq, and in line 9 we are going to echo it.
So,
okay,
could you share your screen? Oh, you
Oh.
haven't shared it.
Yeah, okay, sorry for that. Okay, so let me repeat. In line 5, we have a variable I that is initialized with 1. In line 6, we have a while condition. So in the place of I, we have 1 now. We check the condition is true, therefore we are going to execute the instruction line 8. In the iteration 1, the value of I is 1, therefore 1 into 1 is 1, that is stored in the variable sq, and in line 9 it is printed on the screen. And in line 10, after 1 is printed, in the line 10, the value of I is get incremented to 1. Now after execution of line 10, the value of I is 2, and again the iteration repeats. The control goes to line 6. Now the value of I is 2, 2 is less than 5, and it executes until the value of I is 5. When value of I is 5, the condition is false, therefore the program gets terminated. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now let us take a small break for 5 minutes. Then we'll come back and we'll discuss rest of the things. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Fine. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Yeah, welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and we can also use the nested if statements. Now, if you want to use nested if, then this is what the syntax in the shell script. If, then command, and so on. If you look at this example code, okay. So what we have done here, can you tell me what happens in line 5? Can you
So
tell
we're seeing
me?
a Word document.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. All right. Yeah, I think now are you able to see the compiler?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Now what happens in line 5?
So is it like a random value generator?
Okay, so in line 5, we ask the user to enter either 1 or 2. Okay, either 1 or 2. Now, when user enter 1, uh, in line 6, we are going to read whatever the user enter that is stored in the variable I. Now, in line 7, we check the condition. If user enter 1, if user enter 1, then the condition is true. Therefore, dream placement will be printed. Now, if user enter 2, then the line 11 will be executed because the value of I is 2. 2 is equal to 2. Then this condition is true. Therefore, it is going to print super dream placement. And if the user enter either, if the user is entered other than 1 and 2, then it is going to print higher study. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, what do you mean by dream placement? What do you mean by super dream placement in VIT? Do you know about this?
Sir, it is based on the salary packages.
Okay.
What's the
Okay.
tier of the company?
Yeah. See, in VIT you have super dream placements where per annum the salary is quite high, more than 25 per annum, and the companies also have much high profile. The company has that high profile. So let's say that if you enter 1, then it prints the dream placement because 1 in line 7, the value of I is 1, so 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, the line 9 is printed on the screen. Let us go for another test case. If I enter 2, then the value of I is 2 now. Then the line 11 condition is true. So 2 is equal to 2, right? Therefore, it's going to print. It's going to print super dream placement. Now, if you go to next test case, if I enter 3, then both the condition is false. 3 is not equal to 1, 3 is not equal to 2. Therefore, the else, the line 15 will be executed. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose the next program is the next program is you were asked to take the input from the user in numerical. Okay, the user will type any number from 1 to 8. Now for that, we need to print output in the words. The user will enter in integer form. I'll be entering 1. Then the output should be in words, O and E. So how we can do that? How we can do that? Okay, fine. So let us try to use a case statement here. Okay. Now, the first thing to observe is if you use if statement, how we are going to close this? Fi to close. Now, if you use case statement, then to close this, reverse of this, ESAC, right? Okay, fine. Now why we need to use this? What is the difference between if and case statement? What is the difference between if and case statement? Okay, please read the statement. Okay, fine. Now let us try to execute this. Okay. So in line 5, we ask user to enter any number from 1 to 8. Whatever the user enter, that is stored in the variable num. So we are going to print the enter number is, and in line 8, we have a case $num. So num is a variable which store the input from the user. So if I enter 1, then the first the line 9 will be executed. If I type 2, then the line 10 will be executed. And in the line 17, I just close the case statement in reverse order. So let me write 7 in numerical. Can you see the output? Yeah, are you able to see the output?
No, sir.
No, sir. The screen is lagging, sir.
Okay, all right. Let me know if you see this.
Yes, sir. Now we can see it.
Okay, fine, good. Now let us take another test case. If I type 6, and we get the output in the form of word. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Good. Now you have some assignments on the cell script. The first assignment is consider two operands A and B. Now A has a value 20, B has a value 10. Now write the shell script, execute the relational operators such as -eq, eq stands for equal, -ne stands for not equal, -gt stands for greater than, -le stands for less than. Now I want you to write a shell script to execute the relational operators. Consider you have two variables A and B. A supposed to have value of 20 and B supposed to have value of 10. And in the next code, write the shell script to find the enter number is even or not. You take the input from the user and then check and then write the shell condition whether the number is even or odd. Will you do this?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
What is LE? Is it less than and equal?
What is L?
LE.
Yeah,
Hyphen
L.
LE.
Yeah, -le is less than or equal to. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you can do this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
So where
Fine.
do we submit it?
Yeah, fine. Listen, for assignment 1, okay, for assessment 1, for lab assessment 1, you have to do the commands and the shell script. Okay. Now, with these two assignment, you may get 2 more shell script. So totally you will have 4 shell script, and then you will have the commands. So this 2 is for the assessment 1. Okay.
So the commands like in last lab class you gave us.
Yeah, command is in this document. Let me open that. Yeah. So can you see this screen? Can you
Yes,
see the
sir.
screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, good. For command, this document is with you in VDoc. I want you to execute all of these commands. I think most of this we done in the class. Maybe 5 to 6 commands or close to 10. We have not done it. So I request you to do that. So when you do this command, what I want you to do in the document is, suppose if you use ls command, write as the first command is ls and write only one line of description, only one line, what you mean by that, and keep the screenshot of that, and then you go for the second command. Second, let's say that second command is change directory, and write only one line of description of that, and then you get an output, keep the screenshot of it. So you do that for all of this command. Okay.
Sir, I have a problem of the diff command here.
diff, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please, people who have problem with specific with a command, people who have a problem specific to a command, you please type that in the team. Let me check how we can do that. If not, let us try to find an alternate. Okay. Can I have a response?
Yes, sir.
Is that fine? Okay. So, Ayush, do you use Linux or online terminal?
Sir, online, sir.
Online. So, your problem is that command is not executing, or you are not able to understand what it wants.
Sir, it isn't executing. Like after what you have taught in class, I tried to execute DIFF with the previous files, but it wasn't working, sir. It wasn't giving any output or something.
Okay. Did we done diff in class?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Fine. Okay. All right. Let me check and I will come back to you. So Ayush, you have a problem only with this command. Rest of the command is all right.
Yes, sir. Rest of the command more or less were working, sir.
Okay. Fine. Good. Good. So let me go through on this, and then I will come back to you. So as far as shell script is considered, you have two problems as of now. Then we will see what is the third and fourth problem. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir.
So this is for your assessment 1. For a shell script, for the command, you write the name of the command and only one line description, and you keep the screenshot of that. And for shell programming, you keep the code. Okay, you keep the code, and then you keep the screenshot of the code, and then you keep the output screenshot. You want to keep 3 point for the shell script. One is code, and then the screenshot of code, and the screenshot of output. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, fine. So when you submit, please do it in the Word document, convert into PDF. In all the pages, make sure that you have your registration number and the name.
We can add sir footers are in all pages.
Sorry.
Sir, we can add footer in all pages of our register number and name.
Yes. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. So this is your assessment 1. So when is the last date? When is the last date?
25th August.
Okay. So please try to complete that. And in VTop, you'll also see DA1. Can someone please confirm it or able to see DA1 in your course page?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
So,
regarding shell programming, only the 2 questions which you gave in the PDF, right? That's the assignment.
yeah, I will be giving 2 more.
Okay.
Sir, for
Hope is that okay, right?
command we need to paste the screenshot and the command both.
See, let me repeat. For command, first you write name of the command. Let's say ls. In the next line, you write only one line description. What ls does, it lists names of the files, or it lists the names of the files in a directory. That is only one line of command, only one line of information about the command to be kept, and then you keep the screenshot of the command ls. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what is the last date for DA1?
31st August.
Yeah, 31st August. Both lab assessment and DA is 31st August.
The lab is 25th August.
Okay, okay, fine. So please do that. Okay. So let me give you quiz
Sir,
for the day.
when you upload remaining two questions of cell
Uh,
script?
I'll be telling you in 2 days.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So when is the last date for lab?
25th August.
Okay, fine. I will be telling you in 2 to 3 days, maybe in this weekend. Okay. So you have a quiz. Okay, I could understand. One comment is diff, other one is water, right? So let me check. So you can see the quiz in the chat. Please complete it. It will be closed in another 5 minutes. Okay. So do you have any questions to ask? Yes.
Sir,
Yeah.
so can you please add me in the Teams for lab session?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat?
Can you please add me in the Teams for lab session?
Akshat, right?
Yes, yes.
No, I have added.
No, sir.
Okay.
I
Let me show
joined
you.
today from class session.
You joined today?
Yeah, using class join link.
No. You are not attend the previous classes.
So lab class is once in a week, right?
Okay. So he joined only by today to our team, to our slot.
Yes, sir. I joined previous one also and also informed that day for
Okay, okay, fine. So your number is
adding me in this.
141.
Yes,
Last
sir.
141, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please add it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. So
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you. If there is no further question, can we end for the day?
Sir, so we can like ignore the diff and quota both the commands for now.
As of now, let me check and I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. How many of you using Linux environment? Linux terminal, Ubuntu OS? For them, definitely they can do this. Yeah, good. At least maybe next time you can show us how those commands executes. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine, good. So Arjun, I request you please demonstrate the command diff and quata in Linux Ubuntu environment.
So right now,
Not now. Maybe in the next class.
Okay, sir. Or I can send a screenshot to everyone.
Yeah. Okay, that is also fine. Yeah.
Okay, sir. I'll do both.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you do demonstration, it will be good enough.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay then. So can we end for the day?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening
Thank
and
you,
good
sir.
night for everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.